Good afternoon, class. Please be seated in your pre-arranged grid design seats. Do not talk to your fellow students. Do not converse. Do not interact. Please sit down. I am going to lecture to you for the next 45 minutes. We will take notes. I will talk to you about things that you are not interested in, but that the state and the country think you need to know. I will read directly from the textbook. You will take notes. You'll spend more time paying attention to the note taking than what I'm actually saying. So at the end of the week, when we take the test, the lucky few of you who can memorize everything that I'm about to say will do fine. Good luck to everybody. This is a 116-year-old model that most schools still use for their students. It doesn't work. This isn't why I became a teacher. Let me show you a better way to do it. I am about to tell you about a life-changing book. I read it. I didn't want to read it. I read it. First couple pages, I thought, wow, this guy is super idealistic. His head's in the clouds. And after about 3 pages into the introduction, I was sold. So I'm going to do a brief introduction, then I'm going to tell you all about it. Again, look at the image. This isn't why I wanted to be a teacher. This isn't what I didn't expect. I don't want my students coming in. Well, I want them coming in quietly, but not, they don't have to be single file. They're kids, let kids be kids. As long as they're doing everything safe and respectful and being kind. So like I said, schools are now based on what is called the Carnegie unit system, which is 45 minutes of instruction, and then, hope everybody gets it. Everybody's taught exactly the same, but kids are different. Everybody's different. We all learn differently. We have diversity, whether it be in the form of religion, race, gender identity, socioeconomic status, family background, where we come from, where we grew up, what preconceived notions and biases we walk into the class with. We all do it. We need equity. We need to give each student, regardless of all the other information, the same amount of time. We need to focus on the individual student, their interests, their needs, their desires. What do they need in order to move to the next step, to go into the real world? Because the way we teach now is not getting them ready for the real world. We need to do it step by step. Everybody needs to have full access to everything. If somebody needs a certain amount of extra differentiated instruction, we need to provide that. And of course, we need to teach empathy across the board with staff, with students. Everybody needs to feel welcome. Now, let's get into the book that's going to change your life. And it's like, so this is just a quick thing on design. What we need to do or start doing is think about what our end goal for the student to know is and work backwards. Design our lessons based on what we want them to understand fundamentally about what is being taught. have them brainstorm, have them interact, have discussions in the class, bring everything together. Now for that book. Let me introduce you to Dennis Licky, a principal at Met School in Rhode Island. This is a school that was designed to be a small group school. Classes are broken up into groups of 15 to 20 students. They work in internships. They actually go out into the real world and learn about something that they are interested in. And their teachers that are known as advisors work with them and their parents and focus their learning on something they are interested in. And then the teacher adds the curriculum and state standards and what they need to know into that focus area. Whether they want to be an engineer and they go work in a metal shop somewhere, and then they come back and the teacher adds in the math and the history and everything else, you know, how to read for English, how to read a manual, how to read the instructions, real world projects. And these students work on exhibitions at the end of their time, and they stand in front of the school and their families, and they explain what they learned, what they understood from actually doing things, project-based education. I think this is a fantastic book. I don't want to give too much of it away because then you won't want to buy it, and that's the whole point, is we want you to go and have this book on your shelf, saved on your computer, what have you. Moving right along. Licky and the staff of now numerous schools in the Big Picture Project want students to become lifelong learners. We should all be lifelong learners. We should all still be passionate about learning something regardless of our age. Specifically, what they are going for is to be passionate about your interests. Take a risk and actually go out and do it. You know, take that leap of faith and actually do learning. Be able to problem solve and critically think. Look at things differently. Look at things outside of the box. Look at things from a different person's point of view. Be respectful, be empathetic, don't judge. You may have a different understanding of A, B, or C, but we need to be part of a collective. We need to be part of the world. So we need to show, you know, respect, integrity, and all those other fun things that seem to get lost in the shuffle these days. So something that Wiggins and McTee discuss in their book that I think fits perfectly with Dr. Licky's idea, and that is the 6 facets of understanding by design. So the 6 facets are these: the capacity to explain. Can your student explain in their own words? Can they convey their understanding sufficiently? Do they know what it is we need them to know for them to move on? Can they interpret it? Can they utilize their senses? Can they apply it? Can they take the information from one context and move it to another context? Do they have enough knowledge? Do they have enough understanding that they can take what they have and move it along? Can they go out into an internship and come back at the end of that internship and speak in front of their school, their parents, their friends, and show that they know how water treatment plant works, how to make a chair? Can they come back and say, hey, I know how to make a chair. I can explain how to make a chair. Here's my chair. Can they shift perspective? Can they see things from other people's point of view? Can they empathize? Can they kindly disagree if they don't see from somebody else's point of view? And can they self-assess? Can they look at what they know and say, yeah, I know this? Can we as teachers do that? Can we look and say, hey, maybe I was wrong. Let me take another look. Maybe this wasn't the best way to teach this student. And most importantly, project-based learning based on student interests. Have the students working groups. Have them discuss with you. Have open discourse with everybody. Make sure that the information that they need to be able to pass that grade level is, being integrated into something that they're interested in. Keeping their focus, keeping them engaged, keeping them wanting to learn as lifelong learners. Finally, here are my references. To conclude, we need to take a different focus. Lichty's book is entertaining, and his stories are from the heart. His stories are from students and parents and their teachers. It shows you that there is more to education and school than just getting through the test. Teach to the individual. Have fun. You know what they say, if you enjoy your job, you never have to work a day. Thank you for your time.